Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in another market outlook by Exness. Previous week's idea was a potential long position on Euro-Yen, which the trading idea was not triggered yet because of a minor correction in the market, but is still considered valid. My name is Andreas Semistokleous, trading specialist here at Exness, and together with us today we have Stanislav Pernikov to provide the trading idea. Thank you, Stan, for joining us.
Thank you, Andreas.
So what are your thoughts on this week's potential trading idea?
Well, this week I'm thinking of a potential long for GBPUSD. Technically, it had gained a strong momentum. If we take a look at the chart, we see that momentum is really strong here, and the chart formation was broken, and it's possible to see a pullback to the neckline or maybe close to the neckline, and after which we can see the continuation of this swing. Which might reach the potential level of 1.2350-24 or somewhere around this area, around the next resistance, which is the 124.
Okay, and what are the narratives behind this idea? What affects this potential trading?
All right, the narrative is the substantial change of probabilities for interest rate hike for the US. If we take a look at the Fed Watch tool, we see that the probability of a double-step hike for the meeting in March had dropped to 0. And if we scroll it to September, for example, we see that most hawkish scenarios for Fed are actually dropping massively. Investors are thinking that Jay Powell will not continue hiking interest rates to avoid liquidity crisis triggered by banking system, by SLV Bank and other banks. So, to avoid systemic problems with the financial industry, interest rate is going to be put on hold. That's what investors are thinking, that's what bond market is discounting right now. And of course, it affects American dollar, which it diminishes from the top, and actually the last week it was moving down. Not as sharply as it might be, but it's moving down. Why it's not moving as sharply as it might have moved? Because inflation in the US still flat. So it's not moving down, it's still quite strong, triggered by the strong labor market. And that's why American dollar is kind of still fighting, still keeping fighting and around achieved levels. It's not going down massively, but the trend is already selected.
Okay, and in terms of economic data for this week, what do the traders need to pay attention to?
Well, I don't know about this week. Maybe there are no really significant publications this week, but next week would be super important because it would be a press conference of Jay Powell and the decision about interest rate for the US. Of course, interest rate is already kind of known. It would be one-step hike, but the press conference is what really important here because it might clarify the future developments of the interest rate and the development of the quotes of GBPUSD and other currency pairs.
Okay, so in summary, the trading idea for this week is for a potential long position on GBPUSD with a potential target around 1.235 or 1.24. The narratives behind this idea is a declining USD, revaluation of the interest rate policy by the Fed, and a stickier inflation that is not going down fast enough. In terms of economic data, the traders will pay attention to the Fed speech next week on March 22nd. Thank you, Stan, for providing the trading idea for this week.
Thank you, Andreas. Don't forget, this is just a trading idea. Do your own research and never forget to manage risk.